YouTube. So, I'm having foodlies. I can see that there's no viewers yet, which is fine. I'm just going to eat my dinner. I'm eating Hungry Jack's. It's very unhealthy. Or Burger King. Oh, there's a person there. Hello. Hi, Brandy. So, when I'm not in a routine, I do not eat healthy. Oh, thank you. I want to hear your voice, little lady. Well, I shouldn't call you little because, like, that might be sort of dismissive or like I'm diminishing you or something. I'm not. Woman. Woman is a better title. So, yeah. What is this? The box isn't opening. Come on, box, open. I don't want to be like one of those really gross YouTubers who does all these mukbangs, munching their face out, but I'm hungry, so eating now. Yeah, so when I was saying how when my sleep routine is out, everything goes out, so I eat unhealthy. I'm not organized with my meals, which is kind of where I'm at now, but I'm just sort of embracing and accepting that. Oh, thank you, Sherilyn. Thanks, Brandy. Thanks, Sherilyn. Okay. Burger time. I love pickles. I have to have pickles in my burger. Burgers, whatever burger I'm eating. Just feeding my face, so don't mind me. Chip, anyone? Yeah, my aim is to be healthy, but okay, so I started training for a gridiron team. So I'm legit doing American football now. Yeah, Burger King. Burger King, or here we call it Hungry Jack's. It's good. I so want to go to America for the reason of food. Not the serving sizes, but just like all the different foods that I see, like barbecued food looks amazing. Ribs and steak, you know, like that's my kind of food. And I really want to go to New Orleans. So I really want to get down Troy's way. I'm definitely going to be going to America, but probably not for a couple of years yet, if I'm being honest and realistic. Who knows, though? That can always change. Just depends on when money comes in and what we can manage. Because I wouldn't go without my partner, Matt, because we just love each other to pieces. And we love traveling together, so that's just going to be a given. But yeah, if anyone's in my travel path when I'm heading over there, you'll have to let me know so I can see if I can do a rendezvous with you. So I've got an orange juice. I love having orange juice with soda water in it or just sparkling mineral water. It's my thing. Yeah, so I did some training yesterday, and it turns out that I'm okay with being in the offensive linesman position. No, Miso, you can't come in. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to friends on YouTube. No. I fed the cats, and now they think they can come into the bedroom and hang out with me. I'm like, no. They're just like human children. It's like, what's mum doing? Let's go click on mum. Give mum a break. Just saying, give mum a break. Miso, it's not always about you, so. That cat does love me, though. You would get her. Oh, I'm telling you, there's this amazing young Maori girl, Maori New Zealand girl on the team. Her and her mum play. She's only 15, and her mum has had 10 kids. Talk about super mum. And they're like both weightlifting champions and super strong. You can hear him. He's so adorable, but you know, cats are egotistical. It's always about them. It's like, human, where are your hands? They should both be patting me. Human, I need to be in that room so I can have second dinner. Did you not know that your dinner is my dinner? No, Miso, it's my dinner. So, yeah, when I was doing the training yesterday, that 15-year-old girl, one hand, boof, I go down. Oh my God. Oh my God. And when I spoke to my friends afterwards, they're like, yeah, but when we train as hard as we can against each other because we want to know that if anyone's going to get hurt, we're going to hurt each other more than any other women that we come up against in competition. So I'm like, fair call. So if this 15-year-old is as hard as it gets, then I'm okay with that. The thing I'm scared about is actually my joints because I've had injuries on my knees and my ankles. So I was talking about it with the coaches. And I've got an African-American coach. He's really cool. He's a dad of 4 daughters, and he loves the game. He can't walk away from the game. He can't play the game, but he coaches, and he's totally awesome. Yeah, so, and they were saying that it's going to be a good idea if I get some braces for both my knees and my ankles just to protect my joints while we're playing, I guess. And the other thing that made me go, you know what, I'm going to do it is because it's a sport that I've always loved watching. I've always wanted to play it because it just looks so, get in there, which I kind of like. And I don't want to get to like 80 or 90 and then go, I didn't do that thing. I could have did that thing when I was younger and I never did that thing. I'm like, I'd rather do the thing and get injured and survive it than never having tried the thing. So I'm going to do the thing. Crazy, I know. I'm sorry if I sound disgusting. I won't be offended if you leave. Oh, I get a bad back. Yeah. I really should talk to my chiropractor about it when I see her this weekend. She's probably going to go, what the hell are you doing? And I'm going to go, I don't know. I'm a mad basket. But, you know, we all knew that. Yeah, I've got like 2nd degree degenerative disease in my L3 and L4. And then I think in my lower back vertebrae. And then in my cervical neck vertebrae around my C4 and C5. So I probably shouldn't be doing that. I make you feel comfortable. Oh, I'm so glad. I love it when people feel comfy. Yeah. It's scary, but you know, like when I was younger, I was a dancer, so I was a ballet dancer for 7 years. And I loved being physical. Hello, Karakuno06. I don't know what your actual name is, so I'll just call you Caro, if that's okay. Hey, Des. Des, I'm going to send you a PM later on Facebook because I need to ask you something, woman. Because, you know, I love making stuff for my friends and sending it to them. They only get it about a decade afterwards. So, you know, I'm just saying, you're not going to get it anytime soon. Cool. Thanks, Chris. Got it. Yeah, so I was just talking about sports ball because I'm going to be in a linesman position in offensive. I'm good at like being protective. It brings out my growling nature and it makes me go, you can't touch my quarterback or my runners. I'm gonna stop you from touching them. I think I can be a bit mean and intimidating when I want to be, but I'm actually quite a soft fairy, really. I'm a unicorn. I'm a graceful dragon, like all the majestic creatures. Where am I from? Chris, I'm in Perth. I am a girl boss. You know it. See? Knew there was something about you, Brandy. Everyone. There's something about everyone that comes to watch my channels. Let's face it. We is all a bit different and unique and awesome in our own ways. Okay? Yeah, so I'm eating... Oh my God, look at this. Who serves this kind of a chip to their customers? How gross is that? No, I'm not eating that. I'm not eating that one. Western Australia. West Coast Australia. Where are you, Chris? So yeah, I live in the most isolated city in the world. Of course I do. Of course I do. Burger. Very late dinner. But as you all know, Nebraska. Cool. I'm really like, America has about 52 states here, so I'm like, I need to start studying that map because that's a fucking huge country. Sorry, I swear a bit, but I'm not really sorry because I don't care. I'm Drina. That's it. Take me or leave me. What was I going to say? I do have a brain. Occasionally it works. I feel like I've got to play like elevator music now while Drina's brain wakes up and goes, what are we talking about again? Yeah. I don't even know. I don't know. Yeah, so Australia's got states and territories. What have we got? We've got Western Australia, which makes up like about a third of the country. It's huge. It's a massive, expansive state. And at the top end, we call it the top end, like atop the cross, across the top of Australia, but next to Western Australia and in between Queensland, which is the east coast, top end, east coast, is Northern Territory. So you've got Western Australia going around the top, Western Australia, Northern Territory, and then on the right of that, you've got Queensland, as you're looking at the map. Below Queensland, you have New South Wales, and then there's a little speck in New South Wales, which is ACT, Australian Capital Territory. And then below that, you've got, below New South Wales and ACT, you've got Victoria, Melbourne. So Melbourne and Sydney, you know, they're big cities that usually people have heard of when they're looking at Australia. And then when you're looking at the map again, left of Victoria, Melbourne City, you've got South Australia, which again is between Western Australia, where I'm from, and Melbourne. And then right off the mainland is, you all know Amanda fucking Palmer, right? She's fucking boss. Well, she wrote a song showing off my map of Tasmania. Womanly parts, my favorite topic. Yeah, so it's shaped like a vag. It's called Tasmania, and Hobart is the main city there. I know. She's fucking amazing, right? I'm like, come to Australia. I don't know if you've been here yet. She was in a band that was really good as well prior to doing her own solo stuff. Dresden Dolls, I think it was. Yeah, she's really cool. She comes here, she's definitely got a spot on my couch because I hear that's what she likes to do, is just like come and crash at people's places, connect with people and their communities and what's happening and the arts and the music and keeping it real. And This is her last album you can get for free. It was like a free download or something. That's so cool. That's very Star Wars of me. I've got Star Wars tune in my head. So, very much excitement. Matt and I went and looked at brand new cars. We're getting a brand new car. It's most likely going to be a Subaru or a Hyundai. Hungry Jack's, Burger King. I believe you call it Burger King in the States. New car, brand new car. Oh my God, I can't believe it. I renewed my license about 6 weeks ago. It was in October 2013. My car fucked up and I couldn't drive it. And I was like, you know what? I've never been overseas before, so I'm not going to bother renewing my license because that's money I could put towards going to Indonesia, which is what I did. I had a great time. I did like a silent yoga and meditation retreat in this little island between Bali and Lombok. Gili Air, it's so cute and so beautiful. I swam with turtles. I was swimming with bizarre fish that I've never seen before. It was just like the most amazing experience. Amelia would love it. She loves all the little sea creatures and her tattoos are so cool. So yeah, went car shopping. Yeah, right? Oh wow, 3. Oh my God. I just spat chips. Just wiping that off your face, kids. Yeah, I wouldn't mind just a car. So when Matt and I get a car, we'll be sharing it. A car tour. You know what would be really cool if I do come to America, if I got an international license before I went there, so I could then scare the fuck out of myself and drive on the wrong side of the road because you all drive on the right side, that's just wrong. What's wrong with you people? It's okay. There's plenty wrong over here. Trump! Fucking seriously? What were your country peoples thinking? Yeah, I've got no words about that thing. Anyway, yeah, no, I'd love to get an international license so when I'm in other countries, I can drive on their roads. That'd be way cool. So I was driving in a what was that? Yeah, exactly, right? Snorkeling is amazing. Snorkeling is so much fun. Yeah, it's just one of those weird things when you go to a country that drives on the opposite side of the road, because like even as a passenger in their taxis, you're going, it just feels weird. I'm scared we're about to be in a collision of some sorts, but you're not. Like, you know, most people are pretty good drivers. They're not going to kill you, but it's a surreal experience, that's for sure. Yeah, so I actually drove. Excuse me, I'm just like spitting my dinner everywhere. That's the kind of woman I am. I actually drove a car for the first time in years today, and it was fucking amazing. And I loved it because I love driving. Yeah, so that was way cool, sitting in this fancy new car and driving around like the queen that I am. Yeah, so it was really cool. And of course, my partner Matt, he's all about, he has to know the specs of everything, which is great because he knows what he's shopping for. It's going to be his car, but we're both going to be driving it. And it was just a really comfortable car, and it's got It's got all these fancy things. I'm not even going to try and explain it because I probably don't really know. I mean, I do, but it doesn't really interest me that much. But it's a good car. It drives well. It's got one of those sensor things where if someone in front of you is driving badly, or someone just like a cyclist or a pedestrian just suddenly walks out or cycles in front of you or something, the car will just automatically brake for you. And it's quite a violent and full-on reaction, but it lessens the chance of there being casualties, I guess. So that's a good thing. Yeah, so we're lucky because his dad is going to buy the car. He'll be buying it off of him. I've never had a brand new car. It's not something I've ever been able to afford. Not that I'm buying it, but I will graciously be driving it. And I'm a good driver. I'm a really careful driver. I'm always aware of the idiots on the road. That's how you have to treat driving, isn't it? It's like you've got to look at everyone as a potential idiot on the road. And I'm always flicking my eyes to the different mirrors just to see where everyone is, like that situational awareness, how close they are to me. I'd rather be safe than sorry, yeah? No drink driving. No reckless driving, no stupidity. Yes, I'm a bit excited because it's the end of the financial year, at the end of May, June even. So we're going to be looking at bargaining them down a bit. Get some reduction on the final pricing of the car that we wish to purchase. Which will really help because Matt gets very sleepy and tired. He doesn't always have the energy to drive me places. So I've got my license renewed. I can drive. I can drive to my training for the gridiron, go out with my friends, do what I need to do without being like, can you please take me somewhere? Although I'm a fiercely independent woman and I have no issue with taking public transport. So I kind of do that a lot anyway. And I probably will anyway when Matt's going to work and stuff. Yeah, right. A lot of people say that. But I think because I've been catching public transport since I was 13, so it's partially necessity, and I've always rented a house where it's right near main, like within easy, relatively quick, easy walking distance to the bus stops that then get you to the train or straight to the city or wherever I need to go. But obviously, there are a lot of suburbs where I'm like, if you live in the middle of butt-fuck nowhere, you can guarantee I'm not going to be trying to get a bus there. It will take me 2 hours just to get there. Or longer. But, that's the way that goes. So, my OCD. What language am I speaking? What language are you typing? I'm sorry. It's too strong. Mammy? Samuel. I don't know what you mean by mammy, but, you know, I'm not going to get offended by that. I'm just saying that's a bit weird. Yeah, sounds like English to me as well. Mommy. So it's like an Americanized version of mama, mommy, mommy. All right. Šta ti pričaš? Maybe I should just start speaking in other languages and then you can all try and guess what I'm saying. That'll get interesting. Wow. Name calling. So original. That was a hair. No. I don't actually care where you're from. I'll be right back. My health challenges. How much time do you got? Okay, since we are live here together, I'm just going to say this straight up. I'm not going to be deleting any comments because I'm live on my phone. If someone's going to be a complete dick, they're going to be a complete prick. They're just going to get big fat zero reaction from me. So anyone with any decency and respect, if you want to chat with me and, you know, ask me questions and whatnot, I'll respond to you. The trolls, nada, nishta, nothing. Oh, I'm just going to get a drink, dudes. My sparkling mineral water. I just love sparkling mineral water. That and soda water is next. So soda without any sugar in it, it's my thing. Lemon juice, lime juice. Mwah. So as I've got one of those meals from Hungry Jack's. Hungry Jack's, Burger King. Boop, 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 boop. That's not even how any musical, you know, advertising goes. That's just me. Cheers. Yeah, so as I've got a orange juice from Hungry Jack's, I've just, now that I've drunk half of it, I've put it up with soda water because I love soda water. Mineral water, excuse me. Oh, I'm sorry if my... I don't know why my screen has suddenly gone all blurry and I don't know why. So sorry if I look all like weird and shit. So, Chris, you asked me a question. Getting back to that. Well, think health changes constantly change. For me, they change. Health challenges and different issues of health. So I honestly don't know why it's looking blurry. It's really, really odd. No idea. Very bizarre. Anyway, I'm going to leave that. So sorry, I'm a blurry blob right now, guys. You have to just deal with it. So I have lived with depression all my life. The first time I felt suicidal, I was about 6 years old. Anxiety, highly dysfunctional, stressful environment that I grew up in. I didn't speak English fluently until I was 6 years old, so I had learning difficulties as well. So even though I was born and raised in an English-speaking country, Croatian was my first language. And yeah, it made it very difficult communicating with, trying to communicate with teachers at kindergarten and in my first year of primary school. So I was a naturally introverted, shy kind of child, but I would then also be obnoxiously loud and appear quite extroverted, attention-seeking, maybe, if you will. But I could easily just switch and just suddenly disconnect from everyone and everything and just want to be completely by myself and no one near me bothering me. I started, to go from childhood until current time. When I was, a few years ago, I went to Japan. So in May 2016, I went to Japan, and that was an amazing experience. Sadly, however, I was triggered by some sexual assault while I was there, which triggered, all my depression and anxieties. I wasn't on any medication at that point. When I got home in June that year, I really kind of started to have quite a breakdown. And I realized, shit, I need to deal with the fact that I'm just not dealing, and that my depression and my phobias, not phobias as such, but my, I think paranoia and anxiety, OCD. So when I started to read more about mental health, I'd heard of things like dissociation and then I started realizing, oh, that's me. When I was 18, I discovered the terminology OCD, and I was like, oh, so that's what I always used to do. Wash my hands a million times, switch the light switch on and off 100 times, and I tell myself, if I do that, then bad things won't happen to me. But of course, bad things still happened. It was just a coping mechanism. So I live with obsessive intrusive thoughts, compulsive behaviors. I don't have the compulsive behaviors as much now as what I did when I was younger, but more the obsessive intrusive thoughts, which it's breathe, Trina. It's quite difficult to live with that, because I can appear like I'm connected and chatting with my partner, for instance, but I'll be trying to do something else while he's chatting with me. And in my head, I'm constantly getting really negative thoughts and really okay. Hey, I don't know if if it stopped. Yeah. So yeah. Can everyone hear me? It said it was reconnecting, and I don't know if it's still going live. Yeah, I can see the minutes ticking now, so that's good. Cool. Thanks, Chris. Yeah, right, Brandy. So it's sounding familiar to you. Yeah, so I don't know what you heard of what I was just saying before, but an example of the obsessive intrusive thoughts that I get now is, and this is like a common one. I don't know. It's different for different people. There's a lot of stuff I won't ever talk about on my channel because for me, it's just too dark and scary. And I get afraid that someone would judge me for having such bizarre and intensive thoughts. So I deliberately won't go to the darkest of the darkest that I experience in my head, because it's unsettling for me and it disturbs me, and I get worried that then people would judge me. And and what we have to realize, of course, that it's not about judgment, of course, but like, just because you have really bad thoughts, it doesn't mean you want to act on them or that you wish to do anything negative to anyone. But yeah, so one of the things that I get, which is a regular theme, is, and I get it to the point that I can almost feel it. I keep seeing my fingers being sliced off in my head repetitively. And I'll still be going, oh yes, and conversing with Matt and chatting, having conversation with him. But my head's just got this constant, really dark reel going on, and I'm just like, and then it's like I stop being able to function properly. And it's funny because often when I'm like trying to chop up vegetables for dinner, and then I start going, that's one of the things that I do. I have like this intense startle response, and it just randomly comes up. I remember when I was at work once, I'm chatting away on the phone to someone, and I just suddenly go, like this. And they're like, oh, bless you. And I'm like, yeah, just sneezed. So, I have a lot, depression, anxiety, OCD, dissociate. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. So a couple of years ago when I got triggered and I got back from Japan, I realized that, how I can get into, there's 4 different responses. My drama, not getting, yeah, you see things like that can be really really frightening and just put you off like doing the activity that you're doing or what you want to be doing. So like getting in a car and driving, like I've got some friends who have dealt with like when it comes to having been in car accidents, for instance, they've got PTSD from that. I think a few doctors have said that they believe that I have complex PTSD. I'm one of those people that's actually really hard to put in a box because, depending on which doctor you talk to, no, you've got traits of borderline personality disorder or bipolar, type 2 bipolar. I've never experienced that full-on mania, but I feel I have experienced hypermania, where I'm just up and up, and I'm fine. I'm even sometimes like, I feel so good. Yes, nothing can bring me down. And then the next minute, I'm just like, well, not the next minute, but like the next day or a few days later, I'm just like, I don't want to get out of bed. So I think a lot of what I've experienced has been depressive episodes. So depression has been the mainstay, anxiety and fear, and so dissociation. I jump around a lot with my conversations, so sorry if it's difficult to follow. If you need to, just ask the same question again so I can get back to you and answer something specific. And I realized how much I used to dissociate as a kid. That's why I was going to talk about the 4 Fs. Is it fawn, fight, flight, or freeze? I think I don't quite remember. The fawn one is not connecting with me, so I kind of got an idea of what that is, but it's not coming to me in a way that I could probably discuss it. But yeah, so I kind of, if I'm in a uncomfortable situation or I'm, an adrenaline producing kind of situation, like, and that's the other thing is like people who have had some kind of, traumas or trauma event that, you know, when you get triggered, you can easily then, you know, not function very well. And you can go into that freeze or the fright or the fight kind of responses. So depending on how emotionally strong I'm feeling, I will go into one of those sort of reactions, responses. And what I was finding was, like, from that experience in Japan in May 2016, is that I went into an extremely freeze type of reaction, a freeze mode. So I was sitting at a bar and my partner was sitting on my right-hand side and this horrible sleazy man was sitting on my left-hand side, and they were having a conversation over me, and I froze. I couldn't verbalize. Surfing is my thing. It's so cool. I love that title. Hello. Can you react to a quick video? I got a request. Do you mean surf is my thing? Do you mean like answer a question? I can answer a question. But yeah, I'll get to that. So tell me what your question is if that's what you want. But I'm not leaving my live chat now to look at a video of yours if that is what you are asking. I don't know. React to a video. Oh, right. Okay. Like, do you feel like you're in a different reality? I can. Yeah, Chris, I can. Definitely. Or I feel like I'm to a quick video right now. I'm not sure. Surfing is my thing. I don't actually know if you're able to, like, put a reaction to, like, this video or another video. So I'm not sure. Pie Note, Mr. Zoink. It's really cute. Okay. In my head. So yeah, so just getting back to my story. May 2016 in a bar in Tokyo in Japan, and this American Korean man, extremely sleazy and just really, really horrible. Anyway, I'm just going to ignore you now. Surfing is my thing because I'm talking on my channel about something I want to talk about. So I was being molested by this man on my left-hand side, and my partner was sitting on my right-hand side, and I was frozen. I was frozen in fear, and I couldn't talk. I couldn't find the words. Now, when Matt and I left the bar and started walking back to our hotel, I was really angry, and I said to him, I want to go back and just punch that guy in the face. I'm so angry. But I couldn't verbalize. Hi, Cody. I couldn't verbalize what I was experiencing at the time because I just froze. And I was just kind of zoned out. So it's kind of like I was in that reality at that time, but then I was also kind of just, like off in this sort of dream world. I was not quite hearing everything that was happening around me. And I think, the mind does that. It's a protective mechanism. So when you're looking at things like dissociative identity disorder, that next step after the mind protects you by doing the dissociative thing is, I think, that the splitting of the personalities. I'm not going to pretend to know a lot about DID, but I believe that's, that again, it's a protective mechanism when people have those experiences. But yes, Chris, when I do dissociate, I also have, what do you call it? I've had experience of derealization and depersonalization. Again, trying to discuss those two things individually it's really odd. It's like maybe I can just explain what I'm trying to say, because then that might clarify what kind of happens. So for instance, I've had situations where it's been really early in the morning, like between like 5:30 and 6 in the morning, and I'm catching a bus from down the road at my house to the bus and train station hub, so I can get off to work up in another city. And I have this very clear, this particular time when I was dissociating a lot, and I think this is what we call derealization, where everything is just so surreal. Hello. Hi, other people. Hi, Christian. Yeah, so for that particular instance, I was on the bus, and it was really odd because we're pulling into the bus station and I'm like, where am I and what is going on? This is really, really weird. I'm talking about dissociation, derealization, and depersonalization. So the different ways that the mind, I don't know, responds to trauma and stress when you're traumatized or stressed, I guess. Oh, really? That's really frustrating. I'm sorry that the line keeps breaking up, guys. I think what it is because Matt and I we're using the wireless here, and we don't have great internet. So he's watching the internet through the TV. I'm live here on my phone in the bedroom, and it's just, yeah, it's a bit messy. Sorry. What I might do is I might make more shorter videos on what I'm trying to actually talk about, and then just, oh, that's cool. Thanks, Chris. Thanks for letting me know. It's been my intention. Should I get sidetracked so easily? Yeah, it's probably a good idea if I make shorter videos so that people can then see those little video uploads on what I'm trying to talk about when I talk about dissociation, derealization, and depersonalization from my perspective and how I'm experiencing it. So when I had that bus station experience, I then got off the bus and I kind of knew, okay, I'm just at Warwick bus station. No, I don't. I don't do drugs, Chris. No. Nope. I'm quite anti-drugs, just so you're aware. My dinner was good. Thank you, Christian. My dinner was good. I'm going to have a sip of my drink. Yeah, so I got off at the Warwick bus station. I realised suddenly, okay, this is Warwick bus station, but it just doesn't look familiar. This is not how I remember it. It doesn't feel real. It doesn't feel real. So, yeah, so it's like having a weird dream, but you're actually awake. And it's like, what the hell? This is really strange. And I don't know how I'm going to communicate with people because it feels really weird. I thought I was in different Omahas? Sorry, I don't know what that means. Yeah, so dissociation, it's, you know, it's a protective mechanism so that you can essentially just cope without breaking. That's quite a crude way to put it. But yeah, so yeah, I guess when I've been really highly anxious or stressed or depressed or oh yeah, Omaha. Oh, okay, gotcha. Sorry. I'm a bit tired. My sleep's been really out. So I understand what you're saying now, Chris. Yeah, you thought in a different Omaha. Yeah, got it. Yeah. Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? It's such a bizarre, it's a surreal experience. And look, I did take drugs when I was younger, but I'm talking like 15 years ago. Don't know, Christian. I don't know about black coffee being good or bad for you. Um, I don't think coffee on the whole is bad for you, but I know that for some people it's highly addictive, and for some people's bodies, different organs or joints or whatever, it's not good. So it really just depends on your own personal physical health, I think, more than anything. But yeah, that strange feeling of not feeling connected to where you are and how things look different or feel different, and it feels very surreal, and it's hard to connect and feel safe or secure in that moment of derealization or dissociation or depersonalization. So I guess the depersonalization, from what I understand, and yes, correct me if I'm wrong or give me your idea if it's not, from what you understand it is when it's, I think, to do with your own personal self and others. So, your family, friends, partner, and how there are times where I don't feel like my body is my body. And that's a very difficult thing to explain to someone. I feel like I don't fit in it well. And that sounds, again, very odd. But that's the only way that I can try and describe it, is I don't feel like I'm fitting in my physical vehicle, and it's really uncomfortable and it's really odd, and I don't feel real. You don't feel real. I don't know how I'm going to connect with you and navigate this human experience because it's strange. So, oh, oh wow. Okay, so maybe it's like, Christian, maybe it's something that triggers you then because of the emotional interplay between yourself and your mum with coffee. So it's like that, obviously might be a point of, yeah, like a trigger point for you. So something that just makes you, start to dissociate and feel a bit strange. And yeah, it's hard. Look, I think especially when you have issues to do with like family and different experiences and perspectives and opinions, and um I think we can all relate to that on some level, is like, because as you're growing, and yeah, humans are strange. We're a strange bunch, that's for sure. um yeah, because like, when, for instance, when you're growing with your parents or your guardians or whoever you're growing up with, like, they're certainly going to be part of, um, the way that you see things and understand things. They're going to have a huge influence on that. So that's, a huge environmental factor, is the parental and the guy and the guardian, um, the way that you're brought up, and the way that your parents or guardians experience things can then have a flow on effect to you, because they're part of you being there with them, or even your teachers, anyone who has that direct, constant regular type of a relationship with you, and when you're growing. I'll get to that in just a moment, Christian. Yeah, it's going to impact you. So it helps formulate your own perceptions and ideas and concepts about a particular topic or a thing or object, a food. It's very, very interesting. I just wanted to say, because it's made me think of, I've got a friend who has a fruit phobia. You understand this as well, Brandy? Cool. Yeah, it's got I think a lot of people, a lot of us can relate in one way or another to someone. And that's always important to remember if you are struggling with something at the moment, is that even if you feel really alone and really strange or uncomfortable about yourself and who you are as a person, is that, there's probably someone who also feels like that right now too. So you're not alone. This is one of the reasons I started my YouTube channel, is just to talk and express what we go through and get some feedback from other people. I mean, how it's the way that we relate and move and grow and get through life, really. There's a saying that no man is an island, and it takes a village to raise a child. And I really feel for the people who, as children, didn't feel safe and didn't have a village that was there for them, didn't have a community, a healthy or happy community experience. And, there's a lot of people who relate to that as well. Environments are going to influence you in different ways, different impacts, views, religious views. You know where I'm going. That all, especially in your early life and the way that you see a parent react to, say, coffee, that's going to be something that will stay with you because you've got some type of an emotional connection with your parent, whether it's good, healthy, combination of both, not healthy, whatever, so of course it's going to have an impact on you. And then, when you come to see coffee or no coffee or try to drink coffee, then that might make you go, well, no, I'm not going to touch that because that could be a bit poisonous or strange for me. So yeah, it makes sense. A breakup with a boy. Well, I'm bisexual. I'm openly bisexual. So I've had breakups with both. I'd say a man. I had like boyfriends when I was in my mid-teen years, but I didn't really have serious relationship until I got sort of to the age of 16. I have a 25-year-old son, for any of you who don't know of that information, just to give you an idea. I was a very young mum, so I've lived a lot. I've had a lot of life experience in many ways. So breaking up is hard, and I had to be very, very strong in that first breakup because I was 16 and pregnant, and I wanted to try and be as well as I could as an adult and be in the relationship with the father of my child. And his mother had, here we go, here's that parental influence. So his mother had a very strong influence on him and only gave him negative feedback, like, no, it won't work, you're too young, da 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 da. But it wasn't like she ever fostered the possibility of us just trying. It was kind of like, no, you're doomed. Like, it's just not going to happen. Not on my watch. And I remember saying to the father of my child at that time, I said, look, you just keep reiterating what your mother says. Your mother says, no, you're too young, it won't work, you won't financially cope, you can't do it, you can't do it, you can't do it, you can't do it. And I said, okay, I've heard what your mum thinks, now what do you think? And I think it made him stop and think that he's actually got to think about it. And, I mean, the reality was at the time we're both quite young and not very responsible, and it was going to be a challenge from the get-go anyway. So how did I respond to my first big emotional breakup? Like an adult, like a boss, like a champion. He cried, I didn't, because I couldn't afford to emotionally fall apart. I was 4.5 months pregnant. And that was my life in reality. Yeah. Yeah. That's right. That's right. Yeah, I get that very strong deja vu. Like it's funny you should say that, because I kind of was feeling that with you as well. You're a bit of a spiritual person, yeah? Christian? Yeah, see, Brandy's on the level as well. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's such a funny experience, guys. Like, if you have a drink like this in these type of cups, and you've got the straw hitting the bottom of the cup, and you go to drink, it's like it's sucking up the bottom of the cup, and you can't actually drink the beverage very well. That was weird. Anyway. Yeah, so life is like taking a drug. I don't need to take drugs because life is a very interesting experience in itself. One of the saddest things that we see these days, unfortunately, is sorry, I realize sometimes I start yelling. So I'm sorry if I was yelling at you. No, you're not a nihilist. I didn't say that. I do look very young. Um, yeah, I'm 42 this year, and my son is 25. So I had my son 3 weeks before my day, Brandy. So yeah. Um, yeah. So yeah. Life is really, it's interesting, and I feel sad that so many people are so emotionally damaged that they can't cope, and they use alcohol and drugs to just to get by. I mean things, but I mean, are a nihilist. Okay, is Catholic, but yeah. I don't follow any religion either, and I was brought up in Roman Catholicism as well. So, we've all got different perspectives and views, and that's fine. Absolutely fine. I have no issue with whatever kind of spiritual or non spiritual belief or attitude you have, as long as you don't bring any negativity to my channel. And if you do, I'll just ignore you, because that's the way I treat it. So, and everyone is totally welcome to have their own views, as long, just don't be rude to me and the community here. That's all I ask. It's very simple. But yeah, the deja vu experiences are, they're quite something. Yeah, seeing people destroy their brains with things like meth, you know, yeah. I have a close family member who has completely ruined their brain with it, and it's just absolutely heartbreaking. Absolutely heartbreaking. And you know, I don't wish that upon anyone. But yeah, that's that. That's that. I'm actually starting to feel really relaxed and sleepy. But yeah, shifting realities. I created that name change for my channel. My name is actually Drina. My first name is Drina. So you can call me Drina. That's fine. Drina or Shifting Realities is fine. I've survived a domestic relationship with a. I'm just reading what you're saying, Christian, but my mother's still trying. Right. Do you live with your mum as well, Christian? Yeah, religion is a. I also went to I'm pregnant and in high school, in a Catholic high school. No sex before marriage, right? Yeah. Okay, so you're not living with her, so you do have that distance because that's always helpful if you're not like I could never live with my father. My father and I, whoa, too much fire. Yeah, right. We all do have a lot in common for sure. Yeah, so I don't know, Christian, like, no, it's people are so rigid in their belief system, like it can be really it can be friend, mother, sibling, whoever. It can be hard for us to sometimes relate to them or have a very fluid and open relationship because there's almost like an expectation or pressure that they want you to believe or see things or feel things the way that they do. And that's just not the way it's going to work, is it? Because you can only come from your perspective and your feeling about who you are as a person and what you are believing and feeling in that moment in time. And then it can become like a bit of a pressure that, you know, you need to listen to what the mum or the dad or whoever it is saying, and you need to hear it again and again and again just to be able to keep to do that. But you choose to do that because you're choosing to have that person in your life. So it's like passion is, or whatever their current idea or concepts or feelings or thoughts are. That's something I'm kind of aware of in myself as well. By nature, I'm a very spiritual person. I always have been. That's not going to change. But what I have come to realize in time is that not everyone has the different and unique experiences that I do with my spirituality and how that applies to me. So I've had to learn to not get too excited and try and talk someone's ear off about it because it's not that relatable to them. They don't necessarily understand because it's not their experience, not their lived experience. Like me saying, I have a connection. Yeah, parents do want what is best for you most of the time. I believe that. Yeah, and what you need to be happy. Right, that's right, Brandy. Yeah, um and that's fine because we all want that. We all want that. But unfortunately, I'm just laughing at myself because I look so blurry and funny. But that's all right. Do I look really blurry to you guys? Because in my own view of me and my camera here, I look really blurry. I don't know if it's because there's a part of the lens or something that is dirty or whatever on the screen. Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I look like a blurry lump. And I'm sorry if I'm a bit shaky. But, look at this hair. I have crazy hair. I want to get my hair done this week, guys. Look at that regrowth. That regrowth, though. Amy Winehouse much? Actually, the Amy Winehouse look was kind of my look when I was younger. I used to really love to zhuzh up my hair and. Anyway, what were we saying? Yeah, intentions and parents. I don't have a grandson. Adam, hi. I only have one human child, 3 fur babies. Yeah, so. Oh, just in that thing where. Yeah. Yeah, no. Oh. But look, in saying that, and no judgment, on anyone on any age they are with having children and, you know, becoming grandparent or a parent even. My mum was young when she had me, and her mum was young when she had her. So yeah, at the moment we've actually got 4 generations. So we've got my grandma who's still alive, my mum, me, and my son. So that's 4 generations. But yeah, when I got pregnant and had Jerome, so I made my mum a grandma by the time she was 36 years old, because she was 19 when she had me, and I was almost 17 when I had Jerome. So there you go. Yeah, so but yeah, my son is good. He lives just in the next suburb up from me. I don't see him often because he's a very sociable young man. So when he's not working, he's socializing a lot. His girlfriend works in the only Harley Davidson store in Western Australia, so which is like south of the river. So when my son's not working, they, I think, work very different hours. He'll drive south of the river to go and hang out with her in the store when she's working. So, you know, he keeps quite busy and quite social. But yeah, he's an amazing human being, and I love him dearly. But yeah, so my son's really good. And as far as I know, he hasn't made me a grandmama yet. Not that we've heard of. Not that we've heard of. You gotta laugh about these things, right? Oh, I'm in pain. I want to lay down and sleep now. Yeah, I'm just really relaxed now. Yeah, it's a bit, it's, I don't know. Sometimes I just feel so vulnerable being in front of the camera. Because I realize it's a platform to reach out to people, and I'm sharing my personal life with you. Not to the depth that I could, but it's still just adjusting. I'm hurting quite a lot because I was training for the first time ever for gridiron football yesterday. So my body is quite sore. I have what they call DOMS, delayed onset muscle soreness, which you get if you're working out at the gym or, having exercise along my spine, my abs, my quadriceps, my abductors, my adductors, my everything. I'm feeling all the muscles. All the muscles. It's, yeah, sore. So I keep having to shift and shuffle around. But that's what it is. So guys, I'm just having a look at what the time is now. I'm trying to get my sleep schedule back on track because my sleeping routine has not been great. It's actually 1 a.m., nearly 10 past 1 on Tuesday morning. Yes, no, I don't have a grandson. Yeah. Oh, that's all right. That's just a comment that came through from you before, Brandy. So I'm just reading that again. So from I learn. Oh, yeah. And look, I appreciate having the viewers and you guys like interacting with me and us having this open dialogue, like it's nice that we can feel safe, even if it's just like a small intimate number of people just having this little live chat. It's really cool. But yeah, I've been trying to get my sleep back on track. And I think what I have to do is just really honor when I get that feeling of like, okay, now's the time to go back to sleep. Because if I go to sleep now, like it's earlier than going to bed at 4 o'clock in the morning, which is what I did yesterday morning. I didn't get to sleep until 4 a.m. And that's just crazy. But I was so exhausted that when I got back, so earlier in my video, I was saying how my partner and I were test driving a Subaru today because we're looking at getting a brand new car. And when we got, I was like, I just need to sleep. I'm so tired. So from about 7 p.m. until 10. So I slept a good solid 3 hours. And it was a nice sleep, but then it's wake up. And because I'd woken up late in the day yesterday, I didn't have breakfast till 2 p.m. And then I had dinner at well, so I'm slowly getting. So yeah, I think going to bed now is a really good idea for me. What I was starting to say is going to sleep when you feel tired, like, ideally for us human beings, as with a lot of creatures in their own, either being awake with or awake with the moon, like it's really good to sort of try and be in sync with that as much as you can. So get up when the sun rises and go to sleep not long after sunset. Yeah, so slowly getting back to normal. And a week ago, I was actually feeling very depressed and suicidal. So last week, I think it was Monday the 18th of January until about Thursday last week. Pretty terrible. I was feeling really low. And I think a lot of that was actually attributed really, I think it really messes up your brain. Yeah, don't underestimate the value of having a really good sleep. I go to see a chiropractor. I see her only once, and she's an integrated chiropractor, so she has other modalities that she has learnt and understands about human body, and that with her chiropractic practice. And yeah, she's got what she calls the 10 p.m. club, in bed by 9:30, asleep by 10 p.m. And really, that's a good idea. But she said to me recently, because it's our winter here now, she said, and now that the sun's going down earlier, it's even better idea, Gina, if you can try and get to sleep a bit earlier as well. And be gentle on yourself. You know what it's like in the seasons. When it's winter, it's time to slow down and go a bit slower and not so fast and full on paced with your life if you can. That's always good, I guess. Beautiful people, so much for joining me for the chat. It was really good. I'm sorry if I couldn't understand Samuel, what Christian or anyone else is saying at a particular time. It's not because I'm being ignorant, but sometimes it's just like, I'm sorry, literally can't work out what you're trying to say. But I'll always do my best. Just, respect and peace and love and light, no shade. Yeah, so be good to yourselves and often where you're at and what you're doing and what you're experiencing, and stay beautiful. And good night from me. Thank you for joining me. Chat if I can work out how to do that. All right. Bye, Chris. Thanks for being here. And yeah, if you guys have any questions for me, I always get my notifications. So if there's something like you ever want me to like answer a specific question or something, we could talk about this or talk about, even if you, or as like a video, if you want me to sort of discuss my experience on specifically on like OCD, or I can be quite slow and methodical about making specific videos, so I probably don't put them out as much as I do my cat videos. But yeah, but like I said, it doesn't matter. You can leave it on a cat video or whatever, because I discuss all different questions in life and stuff like that. So for other people, that's fine. Otherwise, if there's something that you would like to hear from me specifically about a particular topic, or a question about that particular topic or whatever, then yeah, just leave it as a comment and I'll see it, and I'll respond to you and let you know when I may be doing that or answering that question or opening up another live chat. Yeah, so I hope you all have a pleasant day. So lots of love and light to all, and take care.